So I figured I made a video the other night of like right when I found out a few things, like how my life has been scripted and all this crap. So I have to like rephrase a few things, I guess, because I said like my whole life was scripted, and that's not true. Now, obviously, my mom sold me out. Part of it. Yes, my ex-girlfriend did try to kill me and do a bunch of black magic, and chose to go with some fucking. Basically, got paid to see if she'd sell me out. She sold my ass out, fucking at the drop of a hat. The only thing is, I didn't die. And right now they're tripping balls because shit's about to hit the fan. I'm starting to learn the fact that, the person I love the most was actually trying to kill me. With like hiring practitioners and fucking root workers. And this woman literally has the world in her fucking hand. And I mean that by like every fucking possible option you can think of. Things that you don't even think are actually like possible for an everyday person. This woman has it. And I'm talking shit that like, and all used against me. Then I have her family on her side. Oh, and turns out she's been married the whole time. And sleeping with other people while pretending to fall in love with me. Then I find out she was actually watching me the whole time. And by watching, I mean like not stalking so much as just keeping an eye on and dictating my life and like, getting me pulled over and putting charges on my license plate that say armed robbery, so that we're paying people to like, come into my life and then, try and rob me or whatever, right? Normal everyday shit. And like, then after watching me for a shit ton of years, and I mean a long time, like 10, 20 years, and obviously she's not the one watching me the whole time, but people, groups, covens, whatever, fucking secret society, fucking dicks, right? Like people I don't know. Then I think I randomly meet this woman after like some weird shit. Like, and I've had weird shit happen my whole life, right? That like just didn't make sense, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? But you chalk it up to like, what the fuck? How am I gonna look into like why 2 planes got turned around and I just happened to meet these girls, or how did I get this job without a resume, or like just weird shit, or like how did I go from like getting pulled over like 6 or 7 times with charges that don't ever like didn't even exist, or that clearly aren't in my name, and like cops are just like, it's on the computer, it's just doing my job kind of thing. And or sometimes they're like, giving me a break, or it's just crazy shit, like getting drugged in a bar for no reason at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Grand Prairie, and then getting kicked out on the street after 6 days in the city cells, not getting like a lawyer, and they're not telling you about shit, and just kick you out on the fucking street after kicking the living piss out of you. Like just weird shit that you're just like, what the fuck, right? And you're just still trying to live life, right? So anyways, then, my turn, like, after I get cheated on, this girl, like, literally fucking, she was young, but I walked in on her after I, like, went to jail, tried to come back here, just a long, shitty story. And then I ended up walking in on her in a dude, and I was like, okay, like, fuck you, I'm out, right? I went back home. Well, I then meet this girl randomly, and she wants me to come back to the same city to help her. And me, being a gullible fucking moron, fell for the fucking story of the Hells Angels princess needing my help. Now, how dumb can you really be, right? So, like a retard, I came. And literally, like the first weekend, I get robbed with a gun to my head and fucking, almost die from them force feeding me a bunch of fucking G and like a whole mouthful of shit like that, Then they steal everything, then my ID and everything, and I'm stuck here. And we're trying to get these accounts back for this woman because she's, trying to escape the HA and get to her kid, and like a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. Turns out it was all a ploy. she was actually there for me. And she was married the whole time. Well, I ended up falling in love like a fucking moron. And this woman treated me like fucking dog shit every day of my life. But just enough to keep me, right? Like in and out, right? Dark psychology. Well, then she slips up because she gets high and drunk a couple times, over the span of like fucking 3 years, I guess. At least off and on. There were times where she left me in -40 without a fucking phone and a wallet and like just literally jeans and a t-shirt and -40, fucking nothing, like, and just see you later. And more than once, like, comes and takes everything I own after living off me for like a month, and then is like, oh, I'm gonna get paid in a couple days. Picks a fight with me, like literally, like, will just punch me in the face and then leave, right? And I'm like, the fuck, and like, takes off, and then I'm literally back down to nothing, and just so like, and this goes on for a while. She's got excuses out her ass, right? And then it's just so hard to explain, but basically it was fucked, and I went to jail like so many times for shit that I didn't do or shit she set me up for, like, and I could get into the stories, I just don't want to. But I made a video the other night saying, like, because I realized that it goes all the way back to like my mother and like something that happened in my head as a child, and they kind of picked up on something that I should have been dead, right? So they kind of realized something, and from what I understand, my mom literally sold my ass out of jealousy. I don't know, I don't really know, but I get that a lot because of certain things, and I don't want to get into that either, but I have a feeling kind of the same thing happened with her, because this woman literally like was pretending to be me in front of me and shit like that, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, right? Like, but I genuinely love this woman, right? And I realized that she was paid to come into my life and to like basically fuck my ass up and like crush me, like, spiritually, and like just as in life, like all the way down to like, we drove around like for like a year trying to steal shit to get her to where she needed to go. But it turns out it was actually so that when she left me on the street with nothing, that I couldn't go into those stores and steal things and survive. That's how bad they wanted to fucking end my life. But they didn't want to do it like, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head. They wanted me to do it, like, to give up on life. Because of like some fucking like, basically a sacrifice, and like, I don't want to go too far into like the in-depth shit, but so I kind of like put it all together and realized that in a way my life has been scripted. Like, these people have been watching for at least 20 years, at least, and like, that's from what I know for a fact they've been watching me. But then I found out about like this whole scripted shit, and so like, I want to rearrange what I said, and honestly, it's not all, like, because there was a few times I was able to get the fuck out of here, right? Or get back home or whatever. But they always ended up finding a way, so. Yeah. So, just to be clear, I don't mean like every fucking thing in every part of my life was scripted, but I mean down to like, literally, like, so at times there's be like a dude across the street picking garbage and shit. I'm like, hey dude, can I buy a smoke off? And he's like, oh, what do you smoke? I'm like, I don't know, tell him. And he's like, oh, get you a pack. I'm like, what the fuck? Like a dude I'm like, what the fuck is this? Right? He's like, here, and here's $20 from the higher ups. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't have higher ups. Like, so, just so everybody's clear, I'm kind of in a lot of shock, and like, not every day that your ex-girlfriend tries to kill you and happens to be like watching you for fucking 10 years, and there's a whole secret society and covenant and a bunch of fucking losers in the background that are dictating my fucking life, and if they think I'm not gonna come for them, they're wrong, right? Because like, there's a reason I'm still alive, and despite being one of God's children, I'm still coming to fuck you up, every single person involved. So like, that is not changing, and I know there's people that saw that shit. So just so we're clear, it's like, fuck you guys, man. You got no right. Like, do you know how many years of my life that you guys fucked up? Do you know how, like, this, like, I'm happy of where I am. Like, don't get me wrong. There's no regrets so much, but what you did was wrong, right? Like all the criminal charges, all the fucking time in jail, all the fucking missed opportunities, all the missed, like, people, and like, I would have been on a different life path completely. And who's to say I wouldn't have learned everything and more, right? So fuck you guys, man. Like all of you. And like, I'm not kidding, man. Like every single person that did wrong in this, or watched and did nothing and gained, or fucking tried to sell me out, or make profit, or try and kill me, or did spiritual fucking warfare, or like wanted to be me and steal my destiny and energy harvest, all that shit, man. Like these faggot fucking bum fucking pirate gay motherfuckers. Nothing wrong with being gay, but these motherfuckers are like pretending to be something else, children of the God and of the light, and then are in gangbang secret societies and fucking passing around STDs, and then trying to talk shit about me, and none of them have the balls to come to my face. Believe me, I'm gonna come. Don't worry, I'll come to you, motherfuckers. And I will. I'm gonna come to you because like I'm gonna get out of this shit, and when I do, I'm gonna come looking for you. Because nothing has changed just because of what the fuck has happened, and I'm kind of enlightened and awakened. It doesn't mean shit. Because I had to pay for shit I didn't even do, motherfuckers. If you think you're walking away, no, I don't think so. I'm gonna make sure that there's a reason that you can't kill me.